From the Ground Up Productions presents Talk Therapy with Lady Miz. She's here to listen and give advice, but brace yourself. Brace yourself if you can't handle the truth, because she's not sugarcoating a thing. She's getting to the root of the problem and addressing the ugly truth. You're now tuned in. To Talk Therapy with Lady Miz.
Okay. There we go. What's up, y'all? This is Lady Miz. You are tuned in to Talk Therapy, where conversation is the cure. You know what I mean? I'm going to be chopping it up with y'all today. It's been a minute since I've been on here. Actually, I was on last night, but we were on our show from the ground up. But Talk Therapy, I actually never done Talk Therapy live. I normally do my pre-recording on this show, but today I have a guest that's supposed to be coming on today, my homegirl E-Double over there from 91.7 FM from Newark, New Jersey, and we're going to be discussing gender roles, you know. So before she come on, I just want to kind of like promote things that I got going on that I did not and was unable to share due to a lot of things that was going on in my personal life and my losses. So if you guys do not know, I have a book out called For the Sake of, okay? And this book is based off of relationships. Like, why do people choose to stay in relationships? For the sake of what? You guys can catch this joint right here. Y'all can get that book off of Amazon. It's available on Amazon right now, so y'all could go and cop that book, and make sure that you, if you get it and you like it, be sure to leave a review and let me know what you guys think about it. But again, like I said, I am, excuse me a second. I am definitely excited about that, although you can't tell because I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. What's up, Town Mama? Anybody that's tuning in right now, share this live. I didn't really get a chance to push it like that, but I'm here. Share this live. I'm going to be discussing, like I said, gender roles, and I'm going to have my homegirl E-Double from 91.7 FM over there from Newark, New Jersey. And actually, she's here right now, so let's just go ahead and bring her onto the stage real quick. What's up, E-Double? How you doing?
Good, we the baseball cap gang.
You already know. Take two, baby. Take two. So how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. You know, I wouldn't miss this opportunity no matter what. So I'm just going to give you background. My son went to his hip hop dance class and I'm in the car, but it's okay.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You told me that. It's perfectly fine. I get it. Yes. Don't even worry about it. Big shout out to Jersey and things over there on the check-in. I see you, my brother, Blacknificent, Kings and Queens LLC. I see you, Town Mama from Wisconsin. I see you. Guys, if you're tuned in, I know we just didn't promote it as much, but if you're coming on right now, share this live, hit the like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. Like I told y'all before, this is my homegirl E Double over there from 91.7 FM, Newark, New Jersey. And listen, she have a lot going on, and we're going to be discussing this topic about gender roles. But before we do, E Double, just give them a little bit of history on who you are and everything you got going on, because you're multi-talented.
I'm going to try to run it down real fast so we could get to the topics. So my name is E Double. I'm from Jersey. I live in Inglewood. I'm Bergen County, but I do have affiliation with Newark, which is where I did nonfiction radio. I had the Boss Lady Chronicles radio show. Now I'm on Gems Radio. We're actually in Verona. And it's gemsradio.net on Thursdays at noon and Thursdays at 7 p.m. I'm an author. I have 7 novels out on Amazon. And I have a movie on Tubi. It's my first directorial debut. It's called Brielle's Tale, based on my A Woman Scorned trilogy.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yo, you got a lot going on. Like I said, multi-talented in so many different areas, you know. So salute to you. Before we get started, I just got a question. How are you able to do all of the things that you do and manage? Because I know you're a mom too. Like you said, you out here doing mom work. You know, taking your son to his hip hop dance class. How do you balance all of that?
So, I mean, I ran the streets when it was my time to run the streets. We all have times in our life where we should be doing certain things, and then we should grow out of them. So I ran hard, and I transferred that addictive personality into work. That's how, I was running, and I said, I need to do something that's going to stay when I go. So, when you do this content, it's not going to leave. It's always going to be here. That's why it's important for our young ladies, even if they're having fun, they better watch who's recording, because once it gets down on video, you have no control over it. So, I turned my energy into positive things and things that I wanted to, leave my lessons that I learned, my lifestyle that I lived. And now it's like second nature. I know you understand. I don't think I could not do it. You know what? With everything I do, I don't think I could not do it, because it keeps me alive.
Right. I hear you. Listen, and I know exactly what you mean by that, because with all the things that I've been going through for these past months, I have missed doing this because it's a passion, right? Yes. So sometimes when you're not doing something that you love so much, it's like you feel like, damn, you can tell that something is missing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I totally understand that. So listen, let's get into this topic. I don't know how much time you got. How much time you got so that we can keep
he's in there until 7. I got an hour.
Okay, all right. So listen, here's the thing. Right now, we living in a time right now where times is changing with a lot of different things, society, political, women and men, race, all types of things. And I know you speak very firmly on the things that you believe in, but I want to know your take on when it comes to men and women and these gender roles. Like, are you team tradition or are you team modern woman?
Okay, so I'm team tradition when it comes to the gender roles, more so in the home. I'm team modern woman because it's not 1945 and we have to work. So I don't say that, Dr. Umar Johnson, he said, as Black women, we have to understand that about 90%, unfortunately, of Black men, when they get successful, they go and get a white woman. So we have to understand that a lot of our men are not in a position to let us stay home to work. But a lot of our men are still traditional in that they want to take care of the house. They want to provide. You know what I mean? So we shouldn't look down on them, because the struggle is real. So
Absolutely.
I feel like even if when I come into that big production deal or whatever it is, I'm not going to sit on money. I'm going to grow that money. I'm still going to make money. I'm going to have more freedom. But, we're only on this earth, and some of us shorter than others, so we need to make the best of the time we have. Now, the reason why I feel like this is something that is a touchy subject, but those of us who I think that it's important, if you have an opinion or you have a side, if you have a sensible reason, then people got to listen. So let's go back to kids at 4 years old. And I hate to put her name out there, but Alicia Keys had a 4-year-old son who wanted to paint his nails. And she said she's an artist. She's creative. She let her son paint his nails. Now, to me, you raise up a child in the way that they should go. So we say that's innocent for a child. As they become an adult, you turn into a Bruce Jenner, right? Who has kids, who has these different desires going on. And now it becomes a big mess. So I feel like if we don't keep the lines drawn, then we ultimately become lost, because a lot of the people, even, and I mean, there's so many categories that I'm confused, right? But you even have a man that paid thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to become a dog. He paid for, and I'm gonna let you, I'm not gonna go long because I know you want to interject. I can't make my point in one comment, but he paid to have hair glued on him. He's crawling around as a dog. So we just can't do what we feel like doing. We just can't. I want to rob a bank. I just can't. So if we don't understand that there are boundaries, and a lot of the boundaries are for our own good, because when there's no boundaries, you're going to go stark crazy. You're just going to you're going to keep going, and there's going to be no limitation. That's a part of why I feel like we need to stick with what we were born as.
Absolutely. Listen, I 100% agree with you on that one. Can't knock you for that one. Okay, so I guess what I would want to ask you is, do you think, or do you believe that traditional gender roles do you consider it to be outdated in any way?
Okay, so all right, so now let's go back to now where children are not growing up in.
We lost her. I don't see or hear. You can see her and hear her? Because I don't see or hear her. Do you see her? E-double, I don't see you. Not sure what happened. But the screen is totally black on my end.
I don't know if it's black now.
Okay. So listen, we're gonna wait for E-double to come back. Hopefully, if you hear me, E-double, try to log out and come back in. I'm not sure if you lost service or if somebody called you on your phone. Sometimes that does happen. When you're live, so we can't control that. So log off and come back and see if that'll fix the problem. But I will say this to everybody, as far as how I see it. When it comes to
okay, so
there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I do. I was just about to start telling my part because I didn't know when you was coming back. So go ahead. Did somebody call you? I don't hear you. I hear. Do you hear me?
Just leave it.
Okay, I'm not sure what happened. She got to come out and come back in. So what was I saying? When it comes to gender roles, I kind of agree with what E-double said when it comes to the fact that people just want to be what they want to be, right? They could say, I want to be a dog, I want to be a cat. To each his own what you want to do. But there comes a point where at the end of the day, you do have to set some type of boundaries and things. And that's what I believe. Now, when we talk about tradition, when we talk about the modern day woman, I feel like I fall into both categories. I have a lot of traditional ways about me and what I feel, and I also have a lot of modern day ways about me. So it's like I balance the two when it comes to certain things. And she is back, so I'm about to bring E-double back on to say,
thank you.
Okay, welcome back.
Hey, Somebody called me and my daughter's like, you're supposed to be on Do Not Disturb.
Oh yeah. No, it happens. Don't even worry about it. It happens.
Yes. So let's start with the kids that are being brought up now to think, mommy, that's not right if you say somebody shouldn't be how they feel and what they want, and that's not right. So I feel like traditionally there were a lot of restraints on us, right, as women. And now that we have the freedoms, now that becomes a touchy situation because men will say, well, y'all wanted to be equal. So now you can do, don't act like you want to be a lady now. And then when it benefits you. So I feel like I don't want to offend anybody. I have friends who are gay, right? Mm-hmm. I have family. Well, I don't know. I have people that I know that, I don't really know many transgender, but I feel like some of the people that say they knew from they were 3 or 4 years old, mm-hmm. they were attracted to the same sex, right? Okay. What do you do with that? If you feel like you never liked a boy, you always liked the girl, that's where you're not socialized to be that. This is how you feel genetically, you were made up. And then you have people who, because of social circumstances, they, mm-hmm. 1 minute they want to be with a girl because it didn't work out with a boy, and then they with a girl. And a lot of lesbian women will say some women treat you worse than a man. The toxicity is still there. So absolutely. What I feel like is if you are not whole inside on, if there are things that you are either trauma in your life, things that happen to you, you're searching to feel whole. I saw something on Instagram. The Truth Hurts. He has an IG page, and there was a girl on there talking about she's messing with a married man who messes with other men and trans men. And I said, and I wasn't trying to be funny, but I was like, he just needs Jesus. And what I mean by that is because we are searching to be filled up, we're trying all these things that if it was good for you, why isn't it sufficient to make you happy? Why aren't you content in that lifestyle? Why are you keep going from this to that, to that, to that, to that? So I think it's like a drug. There's certain, you think you want to heal the pain. You drink alcohol to heal the pain. You take drugs to heal the pain. You try mm-hmm. different sexual encounters to heal the pain, and it's still not enough. So I think that we need to get to the root of where these ideas are coming from and the background of a lot of abused men, right? They were molested as children.
Yes, they were. And listen, let me tell you something about that. These men that were molested as when they were kids, a lot of them, and people like to say, oh, that's that white trailer park, but that stuff happens in the Black community a lot, and it's pushed under the rug. But then you got family members that will cover up stuff like that to protect it out of shame and so many different other things, but they're not protecting the victim. They're not protecting the victim, and I think that's so very sad. But I don't want to go off track because I know, sometimes we just speaking because we speaking what we feel, you know what I mean? But you want to kind of just stay on the gender roles and how
gender roles, not sexual orientation. Right. So that's another thing that gets murky. It gets messy. It gets distorted. So gender roles are not sexual orientation. Right. So if you are a woman, basically what you're saying is, should we still cook, clean, we gotta wash the dishes, the man can't wash the dishes, or he can't cook for us. I think that the roles should be preserved, but it's sexy for a man to cook every now and then. Now that
Listen.
and a man could be a chef. That could be his profession. He could love to cook. So that
Mm-hmm.
could be his talent. That could be his gift. All
Right.
women can't cook as well. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Right.
that right.
Well,
So
okay, so let me ask you a question. What is your definition of a masculine man?
okay. Okay. That's good. So because the whole metrosexual thing came into play when
Mm-hmm.
men started to get their eyebrows done. Men
Mm.
can get pedicures. Men so back I think it started with men when they were getting pedicures, some men would get clear polish. Some men would not get clear polish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some men will get
Yeah.
a pedicure. He don't need polish on his toenails. You know what I mean? But because, because men to me means, and even some, I mean, I've dated two guys that would not get a pedicure because they felt that's weird. For me, somebody messing with my feet, that's weird. I'm too
Uh-huh.
rough for that. I'm too tough for that. But yet,
Okay.
you need a little scraping. you know, you need to clean it up a bit. So I think
So,
for me, go
uh-huh.
ahead, go ahead.
No, 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 no. Go ahead. Finish your
But so
statement.
for me, my idea of a manly man, and a lot of it comes from our fathers. My father owned a gas station. My father drove a truck. So
Okay.
a manly man to me got to get his hands dirty. Like if you don't want to if you touching the garbage like this, I'm looking at you side eye. Like what's the matter? You could just wash your hands. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So
Yes.
a manly man to me, when I'm walking down the street with you, I definitely need to be on the inside because you got to take that car. You know what I mean? If the car jumps the curb, it might hit both of us, but it got to hit you first. If
So
I'm
then,
cold, you got to give me your jacket.
well, then you know what? To me, that sounds like you are more of a woman of tradition,
Oh, yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
those are traditional things. And let me just say,
Yes.
for before I say my part, let me just big shout out to Dima Wet on the check-in. I see you,
Oh,
D.
that's my dude. Yes.
So here is my take on it. Like I said, I kind of fall into both positions, right? So when we talk about the modern day woman, in today's time, it is very difficult to, if you're not making a whole ton of money, then that means that the woman got to work. That means
Right.
that the woman might have to take on some of the responsibilities that she would not have to take on back in the
Right.
days if she didn't have to work and she was the one at home. But I
Yes.
ultimately feel that, yes, it is the woman's responsibility, in my opinion, to do when it's all said and done. Let me be clear, because the man
Right.
has to share those responsibilities too if the woman is working. The woman can't be working and still doing all the stuff at home, and the man only does work. So here's the deal.
I think that's so selfish. If a man
It's
can watch
very
his
selfish.
woman, yeah, it's very
It is very
selfish.
selfish. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So here is my thing on it.
Mhm.
Um, I believe that women at the end of the day should be doing the cooking, should be
Mhm.
doing the cleaning, should be the
Right.
nurturers. I believe that the man ultimately is the protector and the provider. Now,
Right.
when you talk about the chivalry stuff, because you mentioned some things that falls under that guideline. Of course, opening the door. My husband opened the door for me. You see, when I was came to the radio
That's
station to
right.
see, that's
That's
something
right.
that he does. I wouldn't know how to deal with somebody that didn't do that, right? So opening the door, like you said, like what LL Cool J said, put his what's the line that he said? Lay down something over a puddle. I can't remember
Right.
off the
Yes.
top.
Yes.
You
That's
know
what
what
I
I'm
was
talking
about to
about?
say. Dima West should know that line. Dima West, go look that up and let us know because you the producer.
Yes. And,
Yes.
and big shout out. Oh, shoot, we done lost her again. Big shout out to Shaka T on the check-in. I see you, Shaka T. She probably got another phone call, so she probably gonna have to go out and come back in. But ultimately, for me, I believe that a woman is responsible for the girly stuff, like I said, the cooking, the cleaning, the nurturing, stuff like that. That's what I believe. I believe that it is a man's job to be a provider. I also think that when we talk about how men are today, right? When we talk about masculinity, I think that most men are losing that. I don't know what you guys think, but I believe that most men in today's time are acting more feminine than anything else. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking y'all. If you're gay, that is who you are. That's your prerogative. That is your business. I have nothing to let me bring her back on. I have nothing to say to anybody who want to live their life the way they live in it, because at the end of the day, your judgment is your judgment. I got my own judgment, my own sins I got to worry about for myself. I'm not worried about what somebody else is doing with their personal life. However, I do think when I'm looking at men today, when I see them overly feminine, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to have to be blunt with it, because this is talk therapy. Conversation is a cure, so I got to get it out, right? When I see a lot of Black men, they in today's time, it's a lot of wearing the skirts. It's a lot of nail polish. It's a lot. I'm looking, when I go online, I see guys look more like twerking, doing all this stuff, and I'm like, what's happening to our Black men? You understand that they're becoming, but they ain't never gonna be Black women. You understand?
But
what I'm saying?
do you believe that there's an agenda that pushed that?
Absolutely.
Okay, and do you believe that some of it is I believe there's some ingredients in the food that are causing hormonal changes in men that are causing that. And I would say, like,
yes.
And I say so men that are now starting to talk bad about women, have a problem with women, right? Say that we want to be men, but if you're not, and this is where it also gets murky. So you're not doing your job as a man. We have to step up. We have to be the protector. We have to protect our kids. If we're single moms, we have to take those roles on. And now and this is why it's like, which happened first? Okay. Because I have a friend I went to school with on Facebook. He literally cannot stand Black women. And I said, obviously somebody hurt you. I think he had a bad divorce.
Okay.
And his thing is, Black women don't listen. We want to do what we want to do. All of this, but actually we want to listen. But when our counterpart decides to leave the home, right, we lose respect. We can't respect you if we can hold it down as women, and you went running for the hills because it got hard. So
let me say this.
Okay.
Let me say this. I'm so glad you pointed that out, because a lot of men, right, now we're talking about gender roles here, they love to point out, especially about Black women, that we're too masculine. And like you said, don't listen and all of this stuff. But you made a good point, and I'm going to piggyback off of that, because at the end of the day, we do want to listen. We do want to be that, falling back.
Who wants to be a man?
Stuff. No, exactly. We don't. But what happens is that what they don't understand, if you are not taking your position as a man and being masculine, then somebody got to step in and do that role. Because if you're not protecting, then who's going to be the protector? And when a woman has to get in position and act like that and have to constantly do it, it becomes second nature to her.
Yes.
So it's hard to fall back when you always got to be that. You understand? If you don't like that, then you have to start doing the things that most masculine men do so that the woman can be feminine.
Farrakhan, Dr. Umar Johnson, they say it all the time. You have to take responsibility that before, the civil rights movement, you had men still in the home. You had men still in the home. Once the Black family, and that's another agenda, was broken apart, this is where our problems begin. So we do have our young men that were brought up with moms and aunties. Just because a man has feminine mannerisms doesn't make him gay. But because he hasn't been around enough men, and where's the village? Like, where are these uncles? Where are these cousins, older cousins, that are going to step in and say, look, his dad is not there. I'm going to take him to a game. Like, why do we have to go out and get mentors when we have family members that look at this little boy from 5, 6 years old, and now, oh, he gonna be gay. I ain't messing with him. No, take him outside. Tell him stop walking like that. Make him walk up the street and down the street. Show him. Show him. You know what I'm saying? We just throwing our kids away. Like, we just
walking like that.
Yeah. put some bass in your voice. Like, you know what I mean? I think some of it, some boys don't want that label, and they're not gay, and they're getting that label because they're raised up around sisters, mothers, aunts, and it's so uncomfortable for them. Imagine how they feel when they see, I mean, even in church, because we could go all so many places, but even in church, there's so many women in church. A lot of boys that grow up in church end up with feminine mannerisms because they're around women a lot. Where are the men that are and this is a problem, because if a man don't want to raise his own kids, he don't want to be a part of the village. He feels like that's not his responsibility.
Absolutely.
And that's a problem.
And listen, I know some guys, they always, you know, like Ray, he has something to say. I guess he's going to pop on and give his piece on what do you want to say. Because, you know, they always want to get defensive when you talk about these types of things, because they probably feel, you know, and listen, you can't knock them for feeling the way that they feel too. You know, I tell everybody knows this platform is always an open discussion. Right. People say how they feel. And I don't care if we disagree. As long as we walk away respecting each other.
We gotta, especially, we have to come to some common ground. Because a lot of, look, we have daddy issues, right? Some men have mommy issues. They seen their mother with a lot of different men. Now they don't respect women. You know what I mean? But you got to get to the root of why you hate yourself. You can't hate Mother Earth. Like, we Mother Earth. How you going to hate the woman that created you and not think something's wrong? Something's got to be wrong with that. You love your grandmother, but no other black women. Like, what?
Right. Well, you know, some people say that, well, some men don't like black women because of their mothers was too aggressive with them, and you know the way that they come off, and they don't want to have to feel that type of vibe anymore. And big shout out to Karen. Karen's on the check-in. Karen is not black, she's white. So Karen, are you a passive woman who just sits back and lets your guy do whatever? I'm curious. Put it in the comments, Karen, because I know you're gonna tell it like it is, right? So we talk about how like a lot of black guys feel some type of way about certain things. What is your take on it? You know what I mean? Do you feel like, okay, like I said, most people are saying, well, black women are too aggressive. Black women are too masculine. Black women, you know, this role. They're trying to take the role of a man. So it's the switch in gender roles, right? So, but when they say that in a sense as if white women are just like so passive and letting guys talk to them. And talk to them any kind of way, do whatever they want, as if you guys don't even speak up for yourself. You know, so it's almost like, okay, white women, y'all don't speak up for yourself. You just let a man do whatever. Please tell me what you think about that, Karen. And I'm let me bring her back on. So Karen says, finger pointing for the blame starts at home, and then her answer to my question is, oh hell no. Okay, all right. Okay.
And we can't believe that we're the only one. I mean, you know, it's when you look at other cultures, you know, some of them, it's a lot of it is discipline. Like Indians, right? They have a lot of discipline. They have arranged marriages. They understand that the goal is succeeding as a whole. So now, whereas you may have a husband and wife, though, see that this is the thing. We got passion. Some of them will tell you they grow up like the younger Indian. The children will say, "Oh, my mother and father, they said it's not about love." Now you don't want that. We got all this black love, but we can't, we can't get along. But we got passion. But I mean, some of it is about us not being able to sacrifice for the greater goal. We just want the easy way out. You got men that are mad. You got 5 baby mamas. It's not our fault. So now you mad you got to spend child support, but you made all these babies. So now you angry, but you should have realized, look, I mean, Nick Cannon even got money, but when it comes down to it, we're going to see just how much he has his kids probably all envying each other because you're not in none of these households.
You know what's so funny that you say that? And then Ray, I'm gonna bring you on in 1 second. What's so funny that you say that is because Umar Johnson was doing an interview with Nick Cannon, and he was telling him like, "Yo, you're absent in the house," and he was basically trying to tell him it's dysfunction, and it's not right.
It don't matter how much money you got; those kids want you there. You think they care if you sending 50 Christmas gifts? It doesn't matter. You're not there. And unfortunately, our men think I see him high. Our men think. Our men think we just want your money. No, we need you there. We're going to struggle with you. We need you there. We'd rather have you there and we struggle than have you send child support and you not know where to be found.
Well, I got something to say about child support, but hold on. Let me just welcome Ray. Y'all know Ray is a part of the show as always, but this is Talk Therapy where conversation is the cure. We get it out, we get it off our chest, and we say it with our chest. So here is Ray, the silent assassin. He just couldn't bite his tongue. As a man, he had to get on here and say what he got to say. So we're going to give Ray the floor and let's hear what he got to say. Let's see if we're going to get it,
Ray, before you start, we love you, black man. We love
you. Yeah, and you know what? There's a lot of black men who love black women too. See, honestly, when you look at society, when you look at the percentage of black men marrying black women, it's 85%. We focus on the few that don't, and then we make that few about what our whole black man as a community is, and it's wrong. That narrative is wrong. Well, the one thing I could say when I was listening to y'all, only thing I had to say really about y'all when y'all talk about black men and listening, I agree with y'all when y'all don't want to listen to that black man at home. That's not at home. The black man is out running the street. The black man is not taking taking care of the family. A lot of the times, that's not the one that actually gets that has to deal with that. It's the black man that's actually at home trying to do the right thing. The black man at his home actually doing the stuff to take care of his kids. Where he said, "Hey, just listen to me. I'm trying to lead you, but you're still so mad about that guy you had before me that you won't give me that chance." So you get a lot of men who say, "Oh, well, if you're the right man, she will listen." It's bullshit. You know, that is bullshit. I hate men to say that. It is. Because that's like saying, when I hear women go, "Well, I'm the right woman that'll make him settle down." Why did you have 5 men if it was you that can make a man settle down? So sometimes it's about how that man and that woman mature.
Right.
Right. So you know what, Ray? I do have to say this because you did say about how like women, when we speak, it's like we're grouping all black men in the category, which is not really the case. But I will say it's the same thing, vice versa. Sometimes it feels like that when men speak. They'll say black women, but we are all different in every type of way. We might have a lot of similarities, but we're all different. Just like all white women ain't the same either. Karen will tell you that. She on the check-in right now, and she says she ain't falling for the okie. Ain't nobody gonna be just talking any old kind of way to her. She's not trying to hear it, okay?
I totally agree. And the reason I say that, because when you sit back and think about it, when you group everybody as a whole, that's not coming from anything but hurt. So the
Right.
only way you're
Right.
looking at it is you're taking your hurt and you're projecting it out on everybody.
Right.
And it happens, and I do agree, it happens on both sides. We all do it. I was guilty of it at one point in my life too.
Me too. Me
You
too.
know?
Listen, I had a lot of stuff that I used to do in the past, and the way I used to think. I had, and I say this, and I say it because I'm never ashamed of how I was and how I used to be, because I know I evolved from that.
Right.
But listen, I did have a very ignorant mentality. I did, and I used to be
Mm-hmm.
like, guys come with an expiration date. Ray, don't be
Right.
co-signing over there, though. I heard him.
No.
Don't be co-signing though.
Listen. You know
But
what
I'm
that
just
came
saying-
from? When my father left and I saw my mother be bitter, I wish she would have had a stepfather for me, right? So I said, oh, I'm not getting hurt. I'm not going to go through that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be the one to, handle it. I'm not going to be weeping over a man because I seen the result of that. So that was a part of that.
Yeah, and I could agree with y'all, because I said this before. A lot of the problems with our generation now is nothing other than the generation before us, where men who didn't have any reason to leave, but left
Right.
anyway, and didn't take care of their family.
Right.
I'm a product of a man who broke out. He didn't go to jail. He wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
He was just a deadbeat.
Right.
I don't. So I'm not, and it's not a knock on him. The truth of the matter, it is what it is. So that, unfortunately, that hurt gets passed down because my sisters don't learn what it is to have a man show them what a man looks like, and then the
Mm-hmm.
vice versa. Me as a man didn't have a man to show me how to raise my son.
Let me
Right.
say this, because you brought up a really good point, Ray. And I got two questions to ask both of y'all. Well, the first thing is, Ray, what I want to ask you is that statement that you said. I find it, and I'm a woman. I'm on the outside looking in when I'm talking about men. I find that a lot of black men are really hurt of their fathers being absent. They don't really say it as much, but I can tell in the way they act, in their language, certain things they say and do when it comes to them as a man, or when it comes to them as being a father for their own child. Would you say, Ray, that your experience with your dad had an effect on you in a negative way?
I would say, yeah, and in the way that I would say the negative part of it came with me trying to figure it out. So, and me as a father, I'm learning what it takes to be a man to raise my kids, because I wasn't shown that way. So I'm like most black men who don't have that. We behind the eight ball
But
because
this
we're
is the question I have. If you know what you missed out on and you seen it on TV, we had Cosby was our dad, you know what I'm saying? The Huxtables. Why is it so hard for us to know what it is that we missed and what we want? Because you're not supposed to cheat.
I'm
You're
gonna answer
supposed to
that.
provide. Like what you tell your kid, go to the back to school night. Know who the teacher is. Know who the doctor is. Go take them to the doctor sometime. Why the mother always got it? So what I mean is, I get it because I didn't see my mother loved in a healthy manner, so I had to improvise and figure it out. But why don't we already know what it is that we want, and why aren't we able to emulate that without them doing it in front of us?
I'm gonna pretend like I'm a psychologist, and I'm gonna tell you that comes from hurt. Yeah, it comes from hurt because some people will take that energy and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do what I missed."
Right,
Some people are gonna
right.
react with that anger because, unfortunately for me, I came from a father who came from a father that didn't do it.
Yeah.
I got
You
something to
know,
say to both of you guys. Bringing up the Cosby, and I think that that's such a good point because it really ties into my next question. When you talk about the Cosby Show, that was a positive image. We had different world. We had a lot of positive black media
Right,
that was on television that people fought for us to be able to have that, so nobody else can tell our
right,
story, right?
right.
So, which I love now. But times have change, right? Do you guys think that the media and entertainment is an influence on the gender roles of today, how men are and how women are? How do you guys feel about the media and entertainment and how it influences others? And if you think it influenced them at all?
Want me to start with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start with it by telling you
Yeah,
if we go
lead,
by the
black man, lead.
I'm gonna tell you. I'll start by saying the reason why nobody follows the Cosby is because you can't, TV is TV. You know, when you're looking at the Cosby Show as a black doctor and a black lawyer at home taking care of kids, we didn't see that in real life. We got to live by the experiences that we have as we are growing up. We can't look at, we can't take somebody else's experience or we see on TV and make it ours. Though some people do, you know.
Right.
When when
Help.
when you grow up in the hood in drug infested neighborhoods, you don't have time to mimic the Cosby Show.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Well,
Mm.
okay. I'm gonna play devil's advocate somewhat. So a lot of kids whose parents, because I'm a teacher, so a lot of kids, you'll see like the parents that were bad have the good kids, because the kids that really seen their parents go through, they like, I'm not doing that. And then the kids who were sheltered, whose parents didn't tell them what real life was about, those were the kids that would go out there and try everything and do everything because they didn't really know what it was. So it kind of it works both ways. You
Yeah,
know,
I kind of
some kids will come from nothing and be so successful because they had it. I think some of us just have it within us.
I have to disagree with that in some cases because I grew up with people who grew up around alcoholics and didn't drink, and won't drink,
Right, but that's
and
no,
then
that's what I'm saying.
and then I seen people who didn't do none of that, who didn't have anybody like that around them, and all they do is smoke and get high. They end up having crackheads. So it all, some people, and we all walk a life in a different way. That
Right.
Right.
unfortunately, some people don't know how to navigate that. It doesn't, no matter what you do, you like me. I'm not a drinker. I've seen a lot of alcoholics, but to me, I'm scared of that. I don't do drugs, none of that, because I'm always that guy that's afraid I'm gonna be the one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'm also with it with my kids. I'm like, nah. I'm serious about even smoking marijuana. As much as we try to make that okay now,
Normalized.
that's yeah. We not. I don't normalize that. I don't. Walking around high all day is not something I'm gonna look at as normal.
So
Right.
I'll
Right.
so I'll try to answer your question in terms of media. I think some of it. Now I just thought of it. Some of it is other people in your life too. You got teachers that poured into you, or you
Mhm.
have, you know, and then you have those predators that knew your family ain't right, and they made on top of what you went through at home, you go to a foster home, and they prey on you. So I think it's a lot of, individual experiences that will determine which way you go too.
Yep.
So I have
I
another
just
question. I have another
okay.
question for you guys, okay? Do you think that the like modern day women are unfairly judged if they are prioritizing their career over like a traditional family role? How do y'all feel about that? EW, you go first.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry, my daughter was talking.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
what do you think about or how do you feel about modern day women who are unfairly judged for prioritizing their career over the traditional family role?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so as a career woman with
Mhm.
it's the Jamaican blood in me. I have plenty jobs. Okay.
You
Um,
got three jobs, man.
what I feel like is a lot of women prioritize their career, and it's okay. But then when you get up there in your 60s, your 70s, and you don't have anybody, then you realize I could have probably. I mean, because we can do both. We don't have to choose. We got kids and we got careers. So I think that I don't want to say it's selfish. I just always felt like I was put on this earth. My main my number one job that I love before anything is being a mother. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I because anything else that I do, I don't think would be as fulfilling for me if I didn't have a legacy. I don't just want to
Okay.
leave a title behind. I want to leave my title and whatever I put on this earth for my kids to continue. Once you go without kids, you're gone. You're dust. You're not nothing. Nothing else is coming from you ever. So
Mm.
I think that's what I'm scared of. I was always scared because my two first kids are like 13 years apart. My son is older, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to have any more kids. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's what we was really put here to do, and then everything else comes as an
Okay.
addition to it. But I'm not judging. Look, every woman isn't to be a mother because you got horrible mothers that shouldn't have been a mother. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So if
Mm-hmm.
some women know, they might say, "Look, I'm not. I be around kids. I don't feel nothing. I don't want that. Go home." So I guess that's where it goes to each his own. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad God blessed me because I don't think I would be fulfilled with everything that I'm doing without kids.
I hear that. Okay. Big shout out to Town Mama. She said you need to have your life in order before you can raise a new life. Kids. Um Ray, do you
I
want to
wish it
give
was
your
like
take
that, but
Ray, you want to give your take on that before I get to the next question?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this when it comes to that. I employ women who want to try to get their careers before their life, right? But if you're trying to get your career and you have a husband and kids at the same time, I would say to y'all, look at the double standard. Because what y'all saying to men, when you out here working, you still got to come home and be a husband, no matter what your day was like.
Right.
So we have to look at that double standard. We have to each hold each other accountable.
we got more to do than y'all guys. Y'all want to
That's
come home
not
and take your
that
shoes off and put your feet in
that's not true.
and watch
That's
the
not always
game
true.
and like, where's my dinner? Is it in the microwave? Like,
That's not
Speaking
always
of
true.
that, I gotta
Back in
go
the
make this
day,
dinner in a minute.
that might have been true. There are a lot of men who come home after work and cook dinner also. Take care of
that
the kids, show up to the hospital, go to the doctor's office, go to
that
yes,
PTA meetings, or
yes,
go taking
you're
the kid
right.
to
You're
school.
right. You are
So
definitely right.
you
Yes,
can't group them all into one,
yes.
you
that is
know?
that is true. A big shout out to Ray because he is one of them
That's
men.
right.
So
Unfortunately,
Go
we
clone
all
yourself, Bray. It's a lot. Listen, you know how many women need a man like you? Okay.
nah, when I hear that, I kind of feel like, nah, you know what it is? Because I'm not perfect. I know, I know I'm not
No, we
perfect, you
don't
know?
need perfect. We just
listen,
need
but
we
let me
need a
tell you
body.
something. I didn't see what the hell's out there, and I'll be like, nah, I'm gonna take my chances with the crazy man right here. Yo,
I know
all
that's
right.
right.
So I have another question. How do you guys well, I don't even want to say how do you guys, but yeah, it is. What do you feel about gender roles when it comes to same sex relationships? And do you think that there is like a balance there or not? Same sex relationships. Now we're talking about gender roles here. What comes to your mind when you think about something like that?
You
That's
want
a
the
hard
honest
one,
truth?
isn't it?
Yeah,
But
I
Yeah,
know, right?
what's that?
I'm like, how can I be nice and
yeah,
answer?
that's what I was thinking. Well, I'm gonna say this. I can't
Say
answer
it
that
with your
question.
chest.
I can't answer that because I'm not in that situation.
How do you
That
see it? Give just I just want your take on it, right? Because when we talk about gender roles, there are people out here, and I'm sure there's somebody out here that is gay, and when you think about that, it's like, okay, we're talking about the traditional way, the modern way. Who's playing what role, right? And how does it affect them? And are they more balanced without the traditional expectations?
well, I would guess I would have to say it would depend on the type of relationship they have. Well, let's say two women. Maybe and maybe that they might establish that you're gonna be the cook and I'm gonna be the one that chills. I don't know. That's kind of hard.
My thing is, if it's two women, why one of y'all acting like a man? If you acting like a man, why are you with a woman that's acting like a man? Why not just get a man? A
That's the
woman that's
same.
looking like a man. She's strapping on. Excuse me. She's strapping on. Then why do you have a woman if she's strapping on? Well, then you really got you. Don't you want a man? So
Yeah,
that's
well,
what's confusing to me.
I
that's
don't
the
get
same
it.
thing that's the same thing I could say about a man. Like, yo, which one of y'all coming home cooking? You know, if you wanted to do that, then why did you, what is that? That's something wrong there, you know?
Right, because you with a man that's looking like a woman. So why don't you just have a woman? I think every to each his own. My personal really concern is, and this is gonna make some people really not like me, but but I think with the agenda, right? First of all, Saucy Santana, right? I'm gonna give an example of him. A lot of men that are overly feminine, women don't even act like that. So that's a
Hmm.
whole nother species in itself. We're not, you don't act like a man, you don't act like a woman, you act like a saucy. We just need to call it, the new name of it should be Saucy Santana. Because I don't understand why you have to be that bold, but they be walking down, him and the other boy walking down the street with the, like, I don't understand what you're trying to portray there. That's the first thing.
I could
And
answer that.
secondly, thank you. And secondly, I know they don't like women because they're jealous. They got P envy. But when it comes to children, I think that it is very unfair to put children in a position where they have to be in school and explain how. I don't even know how they can explain it. I don't even know how they can explain it. I don't.
Well, I'm gonna help you out with the guys who are overly feminine. I'm gonna say this. When I see that, I gotta blame women because
Look,
I'm gonna say this right and hear me out. I'm not saying all women, but there are a lot of women promote them when they see them walking down the street
Oh
and being
yeah.
overly.
Oh
They
yeah.
promote them, go girl, and all
Mhm.
of that. And I'll
Yep.
be like,
That's
yo, when I
right.
look at women and I see that, I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Why
Go
are
you
you
know,
girl with a
making him
beard.
seem
Go
more better
girl
than
with.
you?
This goes back to what I said. It's too confusing. You're calling him a girl. He got a full beard and lashes. Where do you see girl at? Like we
yeah.
Exactly.
just
And
buy
You know what
into
they
we, and
say?
that's we buy into too much stuff. We
yep.
like, and that's why I
They
think it's important for us to speak. We have to speak out. We're not going with everything just
you
because
know
this
what they say
society is
is
trying to push it
what
on us.
they say, right? What they say is that black women are like, we promote us being replaced by the
Yep.
black man a lot. They say that nobody does it more than us. I don't know if I really agree with that statement. I think that a lot of times people are so afraid of the LBGTQ whatever
Right,
community,
right,
that
right,
they don't want to say anything that will offend because of the backlash they would get
right,
or how they
right,
feel people are going to respond. So it's more conforming to what
right.
is there. Now, like I said before, I don't have nothing against anybody for what they want to do in their bedroom. That's their
Mhm,
prerogative. They could do what they
mhm.
want to do. But
Right.
at the same time, I don't believe that certain things should be pushed on kids, and I don't
They're in
believe that kids
Disney. They're in
should,
Disney movies.
yeah, they should not be allowed to
No.
do sex changes and stuff like that. If your brain has not fully developed yet, and you
Right.
didn't even reach the age of your brain fully developing, you can't make a decision on. You
No.
can't drive at a certain age. You can't buy
No.
liquor at a certain age. They got all of
Right.
these rules set in place when it comes to stuff, but you can change your gender when
Right.
you are a kid. I do believe that that's a problem. What you want to do when you're grown is your business.
Mhm.
But allowing a child who has not fully developed mentally yet to make that decision is crazy. And then some
And a
people will
lot
say,
of
well,
them
look at
that
Will
do
Smith.
change, they come and talk about. A lot of them become suicidal because they didn't realize it's not just your anatomy. That's what you were born to. So you think you could throw it out the window, and now you're like, wait a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot. that goes into that creates a whole nother set of depression and everything else.
Yep.
It is. I'm gonna say this because you said something. I'm gonna make sure I quote it right. Where you say that where you don't feel like the women that role is being done by women to push the black man out.
Uh-huh.
But you have to look at that. That there is some truth to that. But and it started a long time ago. Because I will go back to the when I say 85% of black men marry black women. Even no matter what they have done to push the black man out, we stayed mostly with our black women. And it started back in the day when they started putting black men in jail. Even though you put black men in jail, no matter how much you put them in jail, we stayed with our black women. When you put whatever role they tried to do to keep the black man and the black woman separated, we have come together because that's what we are naturally made to do.
But we're
Well,
not
So
marrying.
listen.
Y'all are not marrying because it's
that is not true. That is not true.
Wait,
Believe it
wait,
or
wait,
not.
wait, 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 wait. 1 second, guys. I just want to say this really quickly because Erica, I know you said I want to it was something I needed to ask you, but I know you said you got to go at a certain time. Um, let me know if you got a little more time left.
Yeah. I do. You gotta be quiet.
Okay,
Go ahead.
all right. Okay, so go ahead, Ray, because the reason that I wanted to say that is because Erica, I'm sorry, E double
It's all right.
said, E double said that when she first came on, that most black men, when they get to a certain level, they don't marry or stay within their race. Ray, you're saying something different. You guys are disagreeing on that. So that's where
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a common understanding as to where both of you
Right.
guys are coming from.
Okay, I'm
I'm gonna
explaining to you.
find the
Okay.
video.
Yeah, when you got to be careful about whose video you get stuff from, right? When you look at the census that they come around when they do the census, right? When you look at the census, it is true. Black men ain't marrying no more, aren't
Mhm.
marrying a lot. But when you look at the percentage, it's a lot more black women who are not getting married and black men are. When you count black men getting married to black men and other races, we are actually saying we want to be married. A lot of the times
Mm.
on the census is black women. Black men get married at 55%. Black women are 51. So it's 3% at that rate. Is some of y'all saying y'all don't want to get married no matter who it is?
Is it true that that married men live longer and single women live longer? Married women die earlier than single women, but married men live longer than single men. So a lot of men are saying, "Oh, there's no benefit to marriage. I'll end up having to pay alimony at the end." But you live longer because you're being taken care of. And there's something now they're talking about women with stress of us having to plan everybody's doctor visits, and it's like another stressor that they're saying. And they're saying that women that are married die earlier than single women.
Could it not be that also the way that food is being made and what we eat as a black family also portraying why black women are
The
dying
food
early?
has a lot to do with it. The food has a
Well,
lot to do with it.
let
We
me
can't say
let,
because if you got a good black man at home taking care of you and helping you, that is not
Mm,
why you're dying early.
mm.
well, let me read Karen's comment. Karen said, "Why are so many white men marrying black women?" She's just asking. I don't really like characterizing or labeling, but I hear it a lot. So she's saying a lot of white men are marrying black women. I'm gonna tell you why I think so, and I could be wrong. And listen, look, I'm gonna give you my opinion because that's what it is. I believe that because I think there's a time for everything where certain things get us the spotlight more. Black women are really out here hustling, putting in work, doing a lot of stuff. And I think that when we talk about wealth and wealth transfer and stuff like that, I believe that black women have become more appealing to a lot of the white men because of the work that black women put in. But in my opinion, black women been putting in this work since day one. From breastfeeding white babies when you know what I'm saying, when back in the days, and taking care of the family, taking care of their family, taking care of the white man, and sexually and all of that. Not by because they wanted to, but because they were forced to. But just knowing how to take care of a family where some women really didn't have to do that. Karen, you're white, right? So when I talk about
And her
those
name is
things,
Karen.
do you
Poor
feel
thing. Oh.
Karen, I know, don't worry
You're
about
not
it. Your
like
name
all
is
the
Karen. You
Karens.
can't
It's
help it.
okay.
But no, being a white woman, Karen, I wish you was able to come on and say your take on it. Do you feel like it's stereotyping? Like, hey, wait, I'm white and we took care of families and we did that. Do you feel what I'm saying is incorrect? I would like you to put it in the comments and speak your piece on it. But I do want to say this because I know we don't have much time, but double. I love these conversations. I love when we have debates.
Yes.
I really want to ask you, and know where I'm going with this. I would like you to come back on to talk about the presidents right now because I know you're feeling very strongly about a lot of stuff. And
Girl,
I know
we need a whole nother show for that. We need a whole nother show for that. And I'll be home. I'll tell everybody, don't call me.
Yes.
Yes, I do want to come on.
Have a panel. Okay,
Yeah.
great. I would love to have a panel with us all discussing all of these factors. Reason why is because we have different views, but we also sometimes we agree on a lot of things. We might just look at it in a different way on how to get to that goal. I love to have these conversations because I think it is important to hear everybody's side. So I definitely want to have you come back on and I want to have a few people where we discuss this topic and bring up the factors and see, should we be concerned or are we just paranoid or like what is going on here with all of the different things that happen and that is about to happen and what's happening now. And I really would love to discuss that.
I would love to too. I want to give my opinion on the white men with the black women.
Me too.
So I think I agree with some of what you're saying. So black women, right? We are the right now the most entrepreneurial, right? We're the most degreed, right? So a lot of white women that may be home taking care of the family. Now you have your white corporate male and your black woman in the court. Like they're letting us in. They're not letting. Remember, they let us in first. They tried to keep us from our men from being as successful, so that we would no longer respect our men. It's all the agenda, right? They gave us more opportunities. They gave us welfare, but our men couldn't live in the home. It was all to separate us. So now that white men are seeing us in a different light, right? It's like the forbidden fruit. We're attracted. And also some of the women that may be home aren't respecting, so it goes both ways with the forbidden fruit. You have the black men don't feel valued by their black woman. They're going outside to look at what their idea of. But all women can be submissive, and all shades, colors can be submissive. But when you're dealing with your situation, and now you think the grass is greener on the other side, because you have interracial couples that are getting divorced too. So
that's true.
Now, I'll say this,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
real quick. I'm gonna to answer that for Karen too. Right? I'm gonna look at it this way. Black women have always been the whole of the home. So for a few generations. What it is now is social media has made it more acceptable. It's more noticed now. Before white men weren't seeing black women in that light. They only seen with the black woman sent out, and that was a black man in jail, or a black man being a criminal, or a black man raising drug dealers. Social media now has let black women be seen as business women. Outside, or even not even in the corporate level, these women also starting their own businesses at home, and still at the same time raising their kids. This wasn't seen before. So this wasn't seen on the news. It wasn't promoted on the news, but social media made it more accessible. So when a white man is seeing this, he's looking at it like, wow, I'm looking at a woman who's got her own, who knows how to run her own business and raise a family. Why not? Why would I not want that?
Well, let me say this.
Not saying white women don't do it. Like
I was just gonna say I know people, and there are black men in my family that are with white women, and one of them told me one time that he was in the gym, and there was another black guy in there that said, like, black women ain't shit. And this was a black man. He said he was saying this amongst a whole bunch of other white men, and I guess he felt it was okay to say it to in front of the other person because he knew that the person that he was with was also white. For me personally, I don't care. It's the same with the gender. It doesn't matter to me who you're with, and when it comes to color, I personally don't care about that either, to be honest with you. I have a preference. That's my preference. But with love, to me, it doesn't come in color, because you could be with somebody that's black and they could be doing you dirty. You can have all the problems too. Like, people, I think they get it twisted when we talk about color so much. And don't get me wrong, I was one of them people. So listen, I was one of them people. But I also learned to change my mind on certain things, because I do understand it is the individual, it's the characteristic, it is the spirit in that person's body that make them act the way they act, not their tone of their skin. So overall, when I look at different things, and I look at this whole thing as a whole, I think that it's a sad thing, but we can't get away from the fact that we're going to always look at color. We're going to always look at color. And a lot of people think that black people who are wealthy should not be dating outside of their race, because they feel that it's a wealth transfer that never transfer back over. Because a lot of people say, like Dr. Umar Johnson, our people are quick to, and this is kind of off gender roles a little bit, but I mean, we're here, so I'm just going to say it. A lot of people are quick to go outside because they feel that the other person that they're with that look like them is not really respecting them the way that they want to be respected because they have the money. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, you gotta go. Okay. Yes. Well, Mr. E Double, thank you so much for coming on and giving your take on this. Before you go, just real quick, tell people again where they can follow you and how they can support you.
Okay, so check me out on Thursdays at gemsradio.net. I'm dropping gems Thursdays at noon and 7 p.m. And you can follow me. The easiest one to remember is my IG, Erica Monique Williams. It's a C and a K in the Erica. And check me out. I got books, I got films, I got radio shows. If you want to promote your brand, check me out. You could come on the show. And you got to come back too.
Yes. Well, listen, I think we need to be doing a panel. I'm telling you, the panel is what it is, because we're going to get several different takes. I think that's dope. But thank you so much again.
Yeah, we'll plan that. Thank you. I appreciate it. I said we'll plan that. Okay.
Absolutely. All right. Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, great. Okay.
What's good, Jay Smooth? I see you on the check-in. Listen, we are about to end the show. I'm laughing at what you said, Jay Smooth, because you said, no, I'm sorry. Tell Mom I said, I know Ms. Color or ethnicity will always be the talk. So, listen, you got to make it interesting, right, K-Swiss? Look, I brought it back to K-Swiss. Listen, we're going to talk about it, but at the end of the day, it's the talk, because it's okay to talk about it. Here's the thing. I find that, and I don't know if it's just me, y'all let me know, but I find it very interesting that people are afraid to talk about these topics. I be wanting white people to get on the show and say they take on it, how they feel. We talk about how we feel. I want to hear it from another person's perspective, because we all see things differently. When, like they say, it's our lens that we see things from, out of our own eyes. How do we see it? How do we feel like, not feel, but how do we project or look at the world through our own eyes, right? So at the end of the day, I might see something some type of way because of my personal experience, because of the things that I've been exposed to, the things that I experience in life. But somebody else might see it totally different, because you got some people that will say, yo, I'm not like that. You know, I look, I dated outside of my race before. You understand what I'm saying? More than once. But I had a serious relationship outside of my race. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? But some people be shocked, like, what, you did? Yes, I did, you know, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who did. For me, I'm saying I can only speak for myself when I say I'm more comfortable with someone who looks like me, because I feel that I could be understood more. But then there's another side that say, well, that person could understand you more, but what other issues might come with that? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we all could like have these certain standards and certain things that we're looking for in people, you know, certain things that we want from people. And it could be not what we expected, I guess. I don't even know if I said that right. Because I'm going to be honest. Look, I started looking over here and reading something else and really lost my train of thought. I was trying to bring it all back and wrap it up, but I don't even know if y'all was like, what the hell is she talking about? Because in my mind, I was thinking the same damn thing. I am not going to lie. But anyway, let me just remind y'all again. I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. I'm trying to get back on point and do stuff. And I got to go to my Zumba class. I'm really trying to get back on point, do what I do, and, you know, get back to these shows on a regular basis. So look out for, like I told y'all, my book, J Smooth was good. Tell Mama I love y'all and cherish our friendship. Oh, thank you, Tell Mama I love you too. K Swish, you got 1,000 names just like I do. Look out for my book, like I told y'all before. Let me see if I can bring that up. My eyes be killing me, and this is why I should be wearing glasses. I really should be wearing glasses. Oh, did I put it on? Oh, here it is. Okay, so my book is out, guys. For the sake of, it is on Amazon right now. Go get it. You can order it. This book is a very short book. When I say very short, I kept it very brief and very short. This book is explaining why we choose to stay in relationships. Why do we choose to stay in the relationships? For the sake of what? Is it for the sake of your kids? Is it for the sake of for religious purposes? Is it for the sake of money? Is it for the sake of afraid of being alone? You know what I'm saying? Is it for religious reasons? Is it because times is hard right now and half of y'all shacking up because you just can't afford the rent on your own? You know, is it for the sake of really trying to hide who you really are when you know, like, you somebody else, like gay people, right? There's a lot of people out here in relationships knowing that they want to be with the same sex, if you really want to get technical. So why do people stay in these relationships? For the sake of what? You got to get my book, y'all. It is available right now on Amazon. Go over there, put Lady Miz in, put For the Sake of, and cop that book. And I'm telling you, it's a very short book. And let me know what y'all think about it. Leave a review, leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. I'm going to be doing topics. I'm going to pick a chapter from that book, and I'm going to discuss the topic. I'm going to discuss the topic. I'm going to discuss the things that is that I'm talking about in the book. What you doing? No. Oh, okay. Look at me. I'm being nosy. I'm over here and over there. Jay Smooth, big shout out to Jay Smooth. We had John Hall on the show. Not John Hall on the show, sorry. We had Big Gov on the show yesterday. Super dope, solid dude. Love the interview. Dope DJ, artist, producer, the whole 9 yards. Y'all gotta go check that interview out. It's out right now on YouTube. It's crazy because I had it on Facebook, but it was private. So I had to, after the show, I had to make it not private. I don't know why this keep happening, but it happened, but it's all good. But yes, y'all go check out that, go check that out. And listen, if there's something that y'all want me to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Let me know. We could bring up these discussions because it's a lot of things that I want to get into. And when I say get into, I want to talk about, you know, what's going on right now when it comes to surviving, right? Because we ain't talking about that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? We are not talking about that nowadays. We could talk all this other stuff, and I'm not trying to be funny. Some things is a distraction. Some things is put out there to distract us from what is really going on. And I want to talk about surviving. I want to talk about health. I want to talk about eating right. I want to talk about limiting the things that we know is killing us. I want to talk about reducing stress. I want to talk about, you know, things like that that could keep us longer here on this earth and getting closer to God. I'm not trying to say that I'm going to be all, you know, religious and all of that stuff, because I don't do religion, but I am a believer of God. And I do believe that no matter what is going on, we got to get back to that. We got to get back to the root of talking about that. And we got to get back to the root of getting connected with the Most High, because I know they've been saying it for years. None of us know when the ending of time is going to be. We could speculate all day, but I do know one thing. Revelations is right before my damn eyes. And you can't tell me it ain't before yours too, because go look in that book and then look around and see the things that is happening right now and tell me if we not, or if it doesn't feel like we are living in the last times. We are. So although, you know, although we want to talk about what's going on in the entertainment business, we want to talk about sometimes Puffy. We want to talk about Donald Trump, or, you know, who's in office, or the fire in LA, or the laws that's being changed. All of these things do affect us. They do. We should be paying attention to things. Entertainment, Hollywood, the industry, the scams, all of that stuff is so important to address. We got to talk about it. But at the end of the day, are you right with God, though? See, before I end this show, I got to end it like this. Or listen, it got to be a purpose and meaningful thing when you come on here. Are you right with God? Are you right with God? So important, because nothing else don't matter. When that soul leaves that body, now what? Are we thinking about that? Because see, even social media, life, television, movies, music, just everything is a distraction. All it does is rob us from our time of getting closer with our Creator. And the more we get distracted with all of the things that really in the end ain't gonna matter when it comes to our soul, the less time we have preparing and making sure that we are living right and doing right the best to our ability when it comes to God. Now, I know I didn't took y'all to church here. I know I didn't took y'all to church. I can't help it. I am so sorry, but I had to do it. John Hall said, when you say diddy, dumb, diddy, do. Okay, so listen. I just wanted to say that before I shut it down, because I do believe, y'all, that it is so important. And I want to make sure that, listen, if you're not a person, if you're not religious or whatever the case may be, that's fine. I'm not religious either. But I do hope, you know, and I'm hoping, look, I want to see my people at the pearly gate, y'all. Shit, I want to see my people at the pearly gate. So make sure y'all look. Well, shit, I'm trying to get in my damn self. I hope that I make it in. But, you know, I'm trying. I don't know. Look, I'm even thinking about getting rebaptized again, just because I want to make sure that I did it right. Because, look, I listened to Pastor Geno Jennings. I don't know if y'all know who that is. Look him up. Pastor Geno Jennings is the truth, and he going to tell you everything you need to know about that Bible and about that book, and he's going to teach you in the right way. You know, I still got so many different things that I got to change about myself that I'm working on. But at the end of the day, who do I listen to? I listen to Pastor Geno Jennings when it comes to me learning the Bible. I listen to Dr. Yaki Awakening when it comes to learning about my body and the foods that I need to eat, because he's a biochemist and he also knows about human body, but he also knows about Black people and our genetics and the things that is more required for us, because sometimes healthcare is not all, is everything ain't tailored for everybody. It's not a one size fit all program, but there are some things that we all should be following. And then I also listen to Dr. Berg on YouTube, white doctor. Totally good, give great information. I take all of that stuff up and and I take my notes and I try to adjust my everyday living based off of what I'm learning from them. Okay, I don't listen to every damn body on here, because a lot of people, what they love to do, y'all, is get you all scared and nervous and all that shit, and they'll tell you all the things that's wrong, and then right at the end of the video they trying to sell you something, right? So it's a scare tactics to try to get your money. I'm personally sick of that. So for me, I had to find people that I know, okay, yeah, so what if it's their business, but they're still giving out information for nothing. Okay, and you can go on there and look it up. So it doesn't mean that I'm always looking for a free handout. I'm not, because I will spend money with people if I feel that that's what I need to do for more information or for more help if I need it. I'm just saying that, yeah, we live in a time right now where times is crazy, times is hard. Listen, grow your food if you can. Grow your food if you can. Learn how to grow your food. You know what I learned, and I'm not sure how legit this is, and this is from me watching all of them, that first of all, you could grow food in an apartment. So don't think that you need a farm. Don't think you need to have your own house. There are so many different things to allow you to grow your own damn food. So, but they said that if you take the seeds and suck on the seeds and then plant it, that plant will grow with the things that your body needs. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I'm going to try it this year, okay? Last year, I started my greenhouse. Last year, I started my garden. You know, we put up a fence. We did I did a lot of things last year to try to position myself so that I could be more self-sufficient of providing the things that I need to survive for me and my family, right? So, look, I love music and all that, but first thing first, we got to take care of home first, okay? I be trying to figure out where can I go to tap into the ground to get water, okay? I'm looking for land that got water, where I can have access to the water. Stuff like that. Now, I know I didn't went on a whole long rant, and I'm off topic right now. That topic ended. I'm sorry. That topic is over. Will to be continued another time when I have E-Double and Ray back on. But right now, I'm talking about survival. First things first, your soul need to get right, okay? Your soul need to get right, because none of that stuff don't matter if you ain't right with God. That's number one. Second, if you want to live and you want to live a healthy life, Town Mama said you can food and free. I guess you can freeze the food. Is that what you was trying to say, Town Mama? Let me know. Yeah, like I was saying, get right with God. Try to eat healthy. I have not ate meat in 3 weeks now, maybe. I don't know if it was longer. I stopped eating meat, and I thought it was going to be the hardest thing to do, but it wasn't. I actually just stopped, and what I did was, let me just say this, because now I'm on a rant right now. I'm just talking. So listen, if y'all find the information good, I'm glad. You know what I mean? Because that's what this is about. It's about teaching each other. I'm gonna tell you what worked for me. I'm not a vegan. Let me make that clear. I'm not saying that I'm never ever gonna eat meat again. So me saying that to myself already makes it easy for me. Okay. So what I'm saying is this: what I did and what was helpful so that I can continue down this journey of trying to eat better. I first researched stuff like, okay, what do I need to replace chicken? And then I looked at all the things that I like to eat. And I said, how do I make this same meal without using meat? So then I started to take notes. And then from the notes, I started to create a shopping list. Okay. Because what happens is if you just flat out say, I'm not eating meat no more, and and when you go to cook, you don't know what to cook, right? When you go to do stuff or eat, you don't know what to eat. So now if you didn't replace what you are getting rid of, you find yourself running right back to the very same thing that you were trying to stop eating because you didn't replace it with nothing. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it all starts with planning. You have to plan first. You just can't jump into this and just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. It ain't gonna work. You have to have a plan. All of this is planning out. So like I said, I plan it with watching the videos, learning what are the healthy things, learning how to replace certain things that I like to eat. And then I make a shopping list from that. And yeah, it's expensive. It is. I'm not going to lie. Eating healthy is very expensive. But guess what? It's worth it. Because you know what else is expensive? Hospital bills. You know what else is expensive? Bad health. That is expensive as well too. So I would say, would I rather get a benefit and enjoy good food and change the way that I think and feel about the things that I eat? Or do I want to eat all the bad things and then those are not benefits? I'm paying for that. So those are consequences that I'm dealing with. So making adjustments comes from planning. All right. So that's what it is. Hey, Sandra, how are you? I'm sure you feel great. I haven't eaten meat in 10 years. Oh my God, good for you. 10 years, girl. That is amazing. 10 years. Where you are you on Facebook? Okay. I'm trying to see because some people's on YouTube, some people's on Facebook. So, listen, you're doing way better than I am. I need your secret. I need to know because I'm still in the process. I do feel good, to be honest with you, but I ain't gonna act like I don't miss it a little bit. I miss like the chicken, you know. But what made you stop eating meat? I'm just curious. Was it health? Was it just because you didn't like how, killing the animals? What exactly made you stop eating meat? I want to know that. Tell Mama said, remember, God helps those who help themselves. And if God brings you to it, he'll get you through it. Amen. Amen to that. She said, Tell Mama said she cook on the weekends for the week. Yeah. You know what I learned? Let me tell y'all what I did. Okay. Supernatural. That's right, Jay Smooth. Let me tell y'all what I did. So because I'm doing juicing now, right? I don't buy juice from the store anymore. I buy my fruit and I make sure it's organic. I look at the number that's on there too and make sure it starts with the number 9 to make sure that it is organic. So I buy all of my fruits and that's how I drink my orange juice, my apple juice, all of my juices. My husband, he makes homemade lemonade. My son does it now. I make all types of pineapple juice, whatever you want to call it. And one of the things that I realized that I can't believe in, big shout out to John F. Kennedy Jr., who is getting that red, red 40 or whatever out of our food, which causes cancer and a whole bunch of other things. What I found to be strange is that I'm now making beet juice, and beets don't really have a taste like that to me. So I'll mix it with like apples or pineapple or something, and it tastes freaking good. But the crazy thing is when I juice the beets, it's such a beautiful red, like burgundy red. So my question is, why they just never use that to color the food? Why they use things that are harming us, right? I just don't understand that, because you can use natural things to get the color that you want. When you look at, go on TikTok or go on any of these social medias and look up juicing and look at all the different colors that you get based off of the fruits or vegetables that people are using. Why did they have to choose the things to harm us? I would never understand that. But I'm going to say this and I'm going to get up out of here because I was supposed to be going a long time ago. But y'all know me. I'm back. And y'all know I'm a talker. So here's what I've learned. I bought matter of fact, I can show you right here because I got water in it. You see this right here? You see this? This is a glass, because I try not to drink out of plastic, okay? Because we know what the plastic does, and we know the plastic is not good. So I bought a whole bunch of these bottles because me juicing, I was like, okay, I want to prepare for the week when it comes to juicing. So I said, well, if I prepare, I could get these bottles and I could just continue to like fill it up for the week. And then I don't have to worry about constantly juicing every day. But then let me take a sip of my water. Thank you, Karen, for correcting me. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I think I said John by mistake. Thank you. That's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Yeah. Okay. So, what was I saying? Um. Oh, what I learned. So what I learned, if this is correct, there was a lady that was saying, hey, if you guys are juicing, you're juicing all wrong. So I was all excited about getting my bottles and preparing for myself, my husband, and my kids. I'm like, yeah, we're going on this whole healthy tip. I'm going to have, y'all don't got to worry. But then the lady was like, do you know when you juice, you got about 15 minutes before that stuff start losing the nutrition. So all that preparing that people do and they leave out, she said, now you're only juicing for taste purposes. I'm juicing not just for taste, I'm juicing for health reasons and for the nutritional values that come out of the fruits and the vegetables. When I got this, I was like, damn, well, what the hell am I going to do with my bottles? So you know what I did? I put garlic in my water. It's not in here because I just did this for the show. And I let that sit and I drink garlic water. Now, yeah, the garlic might come out of your pores. You might smell it on your breath, whatever. But I'm just saying, I use this now just to have an alternative because I was like, I'm not going to let that stop me. So I juice every day, but I put garlic in my water. And I also do like cucumbers and lemon and oranges. Like if I want that refreshing taste, I'll do that when it comes to my water. So I bought these bottles for juicing, but when I learned that you have 15 minutes and it starts to lose what the purpose of you doing it, which is for the nutritional value. I'm like, damn, I had to come up with an alternative. So that's what I did. So now you got to excuse me because I should be wearing glasses. I can't see, so I'll be struggling. Sandra said, I tried it and my body started feeling so much better. I definitely have more energy. The first month was my hardest. After that, I never had a desire to eat it. Wow. Okay. You know what? I think, like I said, it's been like a few weeks. I don't know if I have one more month or so. I mean, not month, one more week to make a month of me not eating meat. But, like I said, I kind of miss the chicken a little bit, but I really don't miss all that other stuff. I never really liked steak. I wasn't big on red meat like that. I would normally eat chicken, fish, and turkey, like turkey wings. I would eat that. I like that. Like I said, I'm not saying that I'm never going to eat it, but who knows? I might be like you and say I don't never want to go back to eating that. I don't know. Red food coloring tastes awful. Not if you use the beets, though. Most things, what is it? Most see things in the natural. I see supernatural. Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking about. I don't like drinks in a can or plastic. Aluminum has been linked to Alzheimer's and tastes yucky. You know what? I never knew that aluminum, the aluminum. You know what? Damn, you didn't make me think of something. I have water bottles, right? You know those Stanley and those like water bottles. I don't have it down here, but they do have that. I don't. Is that aluminum in the inside? Because if it is, you're gonna make me get rid of mine. Because if that caused Alzheimer's, I don't need that. I have sadly that on both sides of my family. So y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with you. When I'm on here and I be like, what was I gonna say? I forget. The deep down, I be nervous. I be like, damn, am I like forgetting? Is there something going on with me that I need to get checked out for? But a lot of times, y'all, it's really about what's in our food. It's about the stuff that they put in our water. It's about the stuff that's in the damn air. It's about the things self too. And we have to stop letting these devices do all the thinking for us. Like, how many phone numbers do you memorize and do you know? Or do you just go to the phone and hit the name, right? We have to start using our brains more like we used to back in the day so that we exercise that part, right? It's just like a muscle. You exercise it so that it remains strong. If you don't exercise it, then the muscle gets weak, you know? So that's what that's about. That's why I discovered spray. Oh, spray deodorant. Yeah, you know what? You're right. What about the roll-on deodorant? That has aluminum in it too, even if it's not spray. But that's a good point that you make in there. See, this is me right here. That's why I didn't want to leave, y'all, because I like having these type of conversations right here. This means everything to me. That's a good point, Karen, and I definitely gotta look into that. My daughter talks about that a lot, but I don't know if y'all know. Like, I use a lot of essential oils, and I have an affiliate link for that if anybody's interested. Actually, if you go on my Instagram, I have a link in my bio, and that link in my bio, it has all of the links to my stuff. And if you go to Young Living and you want to order those essential oils, you could get those oils using my name. Not my name, I'm sorry. I have a code, my user's code, my sponsor code, whatever it's called. I can't think right now. But it's there, and you could put that in and you could place the order and you could get a discount. But I only use Young Living. I don't use, and I'm not saying that other oils are not official, but I know these work. I stand by that product because I've seen it work, okay? So I only use them also because there is no third parties. There's no tampered with by the people that run a lot of other stuff that they allow stuff in our food. I use them because it's from the seed to the bottle directly to me. There is nobody else interrupting in that, and I love that. I know it's all natural. I use a lot of things like peppermint, oregano. Oregano is like an antibiotic, right? Stuff like that people don't know. You could use that for your teeth. Clove, peppermint for headaches, or if you got a fever. Like, I'm talking about so many different things that is that's natural that they've been using back in the days before medicine was a thing like it is now, causing all these side effects. But anyway, y'all, I think I talked enough. I did, but definitely have to come on here and add value. We're gonna give you our opinions. We're gonna talk. We're gonna, make it interesting and fun and all of that stuff. But I don't never want to leave out here without serving a purpose. And I hope that if somebody didn't know anything that I said today, that you learned something here today. And if you already knew it, then salute to you. But that's what we're here for. Even when y'all put it in the comments and y'all tell me things, and I learned from y'all learn from me. But like I said, at the end of the day, no meat if you can. Plan ahead of time. Do not just try to stop with no plan, because you will go back. If you're juicing, drink the juice within 15 minutes or it's going to lose the nutritional value. And you see a lot of people showing and they stocking up and they're not even getting what they're supposed to get out of it. And I'm not, listen, things is expensive. Grocery is expensive. Y'all see what's going on with the eggs, okay? That always happens. I hate when that happens. Y'all see what's going on with the eggs. So if that stuff is going on with the eggs, ain't no way in hell I'm going to keep eating that either. So anyway, listen, I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all share this live if you haven't already. Hit the like button if you're still here. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media sites. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we back again in full effect. It is going down here on From the Ground Up, but this here is talk therapy where conversation is the cure. And I thank y'all so much for tuning in. I got to get up out of here. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay healthy. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.
We hope you enjoyed your time with Lady Miz on Talk Therapy. We'll see you next time. Be sure to add our channel to your Roku list and listen to us on all streaming platforms.
from the ground up. From the ground up. There's only one way to go from here.